Hey everyone, and welcome. I am so incredibly excited to have you here for today's explainer. We are going on a seriously curated cultural expedition, one that's going to span across continents and leap across millennia. We're going to explore how the artifacts we literally pull from the dirt, the monuments we build, and the festivals we still celebrate today all weave together to tell this massive, incredible story of human heritage. If you love discovering how our past constantly shapes our present, well, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with unearthing ancient secrets. Then we'll move into historic forts and temples, transition over to celebrating Indian festivals, and finally, we'll wrap up by exploring culture beyond borders. Let's dive right in. Section 1. Unearthing Ancient Secrets, from Harappan burials to Maratha astrolabes. 5,300 years. Just take a second to really think about that astonishing scale of time. Researchers from the University of Kerala's Department of Archaeology recently uncovered a 5,300-year-old early Harappan settlement, along with a pit burial in Lakapar village over in the Kutch district of Gujarat. I mean, we're talking about human burials placed directly into pits, featuring pre-Prabhas pottery that links all the way back to the ancient Chalcolithic cultures of Saurashtra. It's an absolutely monumental find because it showcases planned construction and complex social organization from a time that is almost impossible to wrap our heads around. It's honestly crazy to think about the massive historical leaps archaeologists have to navigate. On one hand, you have that Lakapar Harappan site, dating from 3300 to 2600 BCE. But then, if you jump all the way forward to the 17th century, the Earth is still giving up these incredible secrets. In a modern-day excavation, the Archaeological Survey of India recently unearthed a rare yantharaj, which is an astrolabe, right at Raigad Fort in Maharashtra. An astrolabe is a super complex astronomical instrument, and finding it at the historic capital of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj shows that whether we're talking about pottery from 5 millennia ago or scientific tools from the Maratha Empire, the ground beneath our feet is basically a giant archive of human brilliance. Moving right along to Section 2, Historic Forts and Temples, where we'll look at some true monumental marvels. Speaking of the Maratha Empire, did you know their military landscapes were just inscribed as India's 44th UNESCO World Heritage Site? And it is not just one building. We're talking about a phenomenal, sprawling network of 12 forts spanning the 17th to 19th centuries CE. They're spread all across Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, including legendary spots like Sellar, Shivneri, the Raigad Fort we just talked about, and Ginji. What this entire network represents is just the sheer strategic brilliance and immense architectural skill of the Maratha Empire, perfectly utilizing the rugged terrain of the Sahyadri Mountains to create a literally impenetrable military landscape. Now, our monumental marvels aren't strictly military, right? They are deeply spiritual, too. Take the Mahukum Abhishekam, for example. This is a very grand, sacred ritual for temple purification and consecration. And recently, this incredibly elaborate ceremony was performed at the magnificent Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple. This specific temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu and sits in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, which is a city whose name actually translates beautifully to the city of Lord Ananta. 270 years. Let the weight of that sink in for just a moment. That is exactly how long it took for this specific Mahakumbhabhishekam ritual to be performed again at this revered Kerala temple. Entire generations have lived and passed on since the last time these specific chants and purification rites echoed through those ancient halls. It really highlights how these structures are so much more than just stone. They are living vessels for traditions that endure across centuries. That perfectly brings us to Section 3, Celebrating Indian Festivals, Vibrant Living Traditions. When you look across the country, the sheer diversity of cultural expression is just staggering. Over in Telangana, the Bonalu festival kicks off at the historic Golconda Fort, honoring goddess Mahakali with this sacred golden bonum offering. Then, if we travel to Odisha, we find the Sunabesha festival taking place during the world-famous Jagannath Rath Yatra. And then down in Tamil Nadu, the Saralvizha festival in Kordalam takes a totally different approach. It's a gorgeous monsoon festival that's intensely focused on community welfare, cultural performances, and flower exhibitions. Let's actually zoom in on one of those for a second. The linguistic roots of Odisha's Sunabesha festival tell you exactly what it's all about. Suna means gold and Besha means attire. Try to paint this mental picture.
During this grand ritual, Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra, and Goddess Subhadra are adorned in the most magnificent, breathtaking gold ornaments you could possibly imagine. It's this incredible visual spectacle that beautifully connects the sheer devotion of the people with the stunning artistry of traditional gold crafting.
All right, final section, number 4, culture beyond borders, music, nomads, and peace.
So, what do monitor lizards have to do with heritage music? I know, it sounds like a weird riddle, right? Or maybe the setup to a joke, but it's actually at the center of a very real, incredibly fascinating intersection of cultural preservation and environmental conservation. The answer lies over in Goa with the gumot, which is a traditional percussion instrument. It's essentially a clay pot with one side left open and the other side covered in animal skin. And this instrument is absolutely crucial for vibrant local festivals like Sagar and Shigmo. But here is the catch. Traditionally, that skin was from the Indian monitor lizard. Now, don't worry, the lizards are safe today. The animal is heavily protected and hunting them is strictly banned. But in order for the Goa State Cabinet to officially declare the gumot as a state heritage instrument back in 2019, a massive shift had to take place. The traditional lizard skin had to be entirely replaced by goat hide. It's such a cool example of how a living tradition adapts to modern ethical standards, all while keeping the music alive. Looking a bit further abroad, we encounter cultures whose very identity is tied directly to movement. The Bedouins are nomadic, Arabic-speaking desert dwellers of the Middle East and North Africa. The name comes from the Arabic word Badawi, and these are tribes who have survived for centuries by herding camels, sheep, and goats across vast arid lands. Recently, though, these ancient ways of life intersected tragically with modern conflict. Reports emerged of over 300 casualties during a week of violent clashes between Sunni Bedouin tribes and Syria's Druze minority in and around Sweda city. It is a very sobering reminder of the complex and often fragile realities of diverse communities trying to share historical landscapes today. In stark contrast to that conflict, our next stop brings a message of profound tranquility. Pasan Poya is a highly sacred festival celebrated in Sri Lanka every single year on the full moon day of June. It marks a truly monumental historical event, the arrival of Buddhism to the island over 2,000 years ago. Specifically, it commemorates the exact moment when Arahat Mahinda, who was the son of Emperor Ashoka, preached his very first sermon to King Devanampia Tissa at Mihintale. And you know what the central message of Pasan Poya is? It's ahimsa, meaning non-violence. Now, this is an ancient 2,000-year-old message, yet it remains incredibly vital right now. In a modern world that is so frequently riddled with conflict and division, this festival serves as an annual nationwide reminder of the timeless values of peace, the absolute sanctity of life, and the deep necessity of mutual respect. As we wrap up today's curated expedition, I really want to leave you with this provocative thought. How do ancient architecture and centuries-old rituals continue to shape our modern global identity? Think about it. From 5,300-year-old burials in Gujarat to the gold-adorned deities of Odisha to the adapting percussion of Goa and that enduring message of nonviolence in Sri Lanka. The past isn't just behind us, guys. It is literally the foundation we are standing on today. I really hope this explainer sparked your curiosity to go out and learn more about the incredible shared history of humanity. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep exploring, and I will catch you in the next one.